Welcome back to the Guest List podcast. My name is Sarah Bradley, and I'm the founder of our music, entertainment, and pop culture digital media brand, Setlist Media.
And I'm Neven Bertati, Setlist Branding and Artist Relations Manager. If you've watched TGL before, you know there's one artist we've mentioned in practically every episode, Miss Sabrina Carpenter.
And when Sabrina interacted with a member of our team at one of her recent shows, we jumped on the opportunity to make her the focus of our episode. So let's get started. Getting right into our guest segment today, we are bringing in a member of our own Team Setlist. She is going on to her second year as a member of our team and is one of the biggest Sabrina Carpenter fans we know. When she had such a special interaction with Sabrina at the last show she attended, we knew we had to get her on the pod to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Team Setlist's very own Evie Yin.
Hi.
Hey girl, hey. I'm so happy you're here. So let's get right into it. How long have you been a fan of Sabrina?
Somewhere around 11 years.
Oh,
Basically since Girl Meets World started. So somewhere
same
between
season.
10 and 11.
You've
I've
been. You've
I've
been
been
around.
around.
How many shows of Sabrina's would you say you've been to?
As of right now, I've been to 22 over almost 9 years at this point. So my first one was December of 2016. So in a little less than a month, it'll be 9 years.
Okay. So like you've really been with her for
Yeah.
her entire career. So I would have to assume that when she was a smaller artist, you've had, various interactions with her over the
Yeah.
years. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Before the pandemic and before she completely blew up, I met her. Well, before that, I met her 7 times. I've met her one more time after the pandemic in 2023. So I've met her a total of 8 times. So, I mean, I've talked to her. Um, she's the nicest person, the sweetest person. Yes, she is short.
So
I
she's short and sweet in real life.
Yes, exactly. So I am 5'10". Now, the first time I met her, I was 13.
You're like a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
Guys, okay, side note real quick. Evie was our Atlanta girly until I moved here, and when I moved, she also moved.
I left
So we have yet to meet in person.
eight. Sabrina is 5 foot. I am 5'10" slash was also very tall when I met her when I was 13 and probably not fully grown. So she is tiny. She is sweet. I love her, obviously. Um, I have not had a bad experience with her. I don't think I need to say that, but I met her a handful of times. All great experiences. Some have been through, meet and greets that I paid for VIP at her tours. I've won various radio contests to meet her in odd locations, such as a mall and a rooftop.
Oh my, oh, okay. Okay, wait, now I'm intrigued. I feel like you need to expand a little bit on these malls and
So
rooftops.
the mall one was she did a radio station tour thing for when Thumbs was her big single in 2017. So radio stations would do like contests to meet her. She did shows in various malls across the country where certain people would like win and you would get to like meet her and then like everyone else could just like congregate in the mall and listen to her sing. So I somehow managed to like win this through a radio station in like Akron, Ohio, like a suburb of Cleveland.
And
Um,
just so that they're aware, you're not from Ohio, right?
I lived there at the time.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. No, at the time I lived there, my dad was not yet just dragging me across the country to meet her at the age of 13.
Oh my goodness.
Now is a different story, but that's different. And I lived there at the time. So I called my radio station. It wasn't even my radio station. It was like a radio station in the area. And I was caller number whatever I needed to be. So I won this thing and then got put in like this roped off area in front of a stage they had set up in like the middle of a mall.
Perfect.
And then she
Totally normal.
came, she rode one of those like elephant wheelie things up to the stage,
That sounds like just
got on the stage.
based off of what I know about Sabrina, that really truly sounds like something she would do.
Oh, it absolutely is. She got on stage, sang three songs, and then they took us that had all won like the meet and greet thing into an abandoned store, like a store that had no longer been used, and they had set up their backdrop, and we all met her
Very
in
cool.
that no longer being used store.
All right then.
While her mom was sitting on a in like a shelf that was like empty because store no longer being used.
That's a very unique experience that I can tell you a majority of Sabrina fans have not had.
Yes. And then the rooftop one was in July of 2018 after I had moved to Alabama, which no one comes here for the record. So all my concerts were either in Nashville or Atlanta, which my dad had just kind of had to get used to. So the radio station there had this like series called River on the Rooftop, where they would pick random rooftop bars and bring like a couple artists and they would do like an acoustic concert series on rooftop of said bar. And because there's a lot of like rooftop bars in Nashville, like that's not an uncommon thing. And it was the same kind of situation. It was you could win the VIP or whatever to be able to meet them or whoever it was, and then anyone else who could fit could just show up. So me and my friends called and entered online, did whatever, I don't really remember, and we won. But
And you
also it
started.
wasn't as hard to win Sabrina things in
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
So for whatever good reason, we stood on a rooftop in Nashville in 95-degree weather
I like a
in
good
the middle.
95-degree day. I like warm weather, but like standing on a rooftop in a throng of people is kind of the last place I would want to be. So kudos
Right.
to your dedication.
And then Miss Sabrina comes on to the stage, which is like a little platform, and is wearing a long leather skirt. And I knew that she regret that as soon as she walked outside.
That is definitely a choice for that weather, but I'm sure she looked slayful.
She did. And
Sometimes you just gotta grin and bear it.
yeah, and so I met her then too because we won the thing as we did then, and that day still haunts me because me and my friends apparently had zero self-control at the great age of 15, and we just hollered at her the whole time. We would not let her announce her own songs. She was like, "This song is from my third album," and before we even let her say anything, the three of us just yelled "singular," and she was like, "Yeah, if you want any more information on me, just ask them." And there's a video of this somewhere, and I'm like,
Oh
why
my,
did you not just stay quiet?
oh my
Could
God.
you not have just shut your mouth for 5 more seconds?
Now, is this the rooftop experience that was referenced in your latest interaction with Sabrina?
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Evie went back to Nashville to see Sabrina recently, just like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Week and a half ago, basically, yeah.
So it'll be like 2.5 weeks probably by the time this comes out. Can you explain to the TGL squad what happened when you went to this show in Nashville?
So the specific show that this happened at was when I had VIP pit tickets. So I was at the barricade if you know how our stage is set up, I was like at the tip middle dead center of her like heart thing.
As you
And
should
when
be.
she came to the front after she sang Because I Liked a Boy, did her whole little crowd speech thing. She started talking about the first time she played in Nashville, which was her Evolution tour. And while I didn't go to that show because I did not live there at the time, apparently I got very excited and started jumping like a maniac because she points at me and basically asks if I was there and then goes, wait, or she says, oh, you were there? And then apparently addresses everyone, goes, well, she was there in case anyone wanted to know. And then goes, wait, were you really there when I was 16? Which, by the way, she was 17. Every time she references that to her, she says she was 16, but she was actually 17 if you would look at the dates. And then why I decided to yell this, I don't know.
What'd you say, girl?
I said, yeah, and I met you on the roof here in Nashville. Because, and
Because of course you did.
right. And she goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And Steve was to know exactly what I'm talking about. And she goes, yeah, the roof in Nashville. Oh, that was a whole other day. On
Oh,
Broadway, like Broadway's a whole other thing. And then asked the entire crowd, like, oh, are we going there later? Like, I'll text you guys the address.
I love that so much. Oh my God. So what did that mean to you for her to kind of just immediately be like, oh yeah, that day? Like, to kind of recognize that
Oh,
and
that's crazy. Because with everything that she's seen, experienced, like how much she's blown up and how much she's done in the past 7+ years, the fact that she remembers, sitting on a roof in Nashville, as weird as it sounds, like she did a lot of like weird, like random concerts. Like I know some people that I know on Twitter, like saw her in an outlet mall parking lot while it was like raining and snowing and like things like that. So it was
Mhm.
like she's done other things like that. So I was like, the fact that she knew in like immediately, I assume what I was talking about, even though that's not the original thing she had mentioned, I just decided for whatever reason that that is what I needed to yell at the moment. That was crazy. And well, one, the fact that there were, 18,000 people in that arena and she's talking to me. I mean, like, obviously, I've talked to her before and she follows me on Twitter and, like, that kind of stuff. Like, I've, had interactions with her in the past, but not necessarily as much since the entire world knows who she is.
that
Because I
part.
used to say, oh, Sabrina Carpenter, this, I met Sabrina Carpenter, I'm gonna go see Sabrina Carpenter. People would be like, who is that? But now it's like Sabrina Carpenter, and they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, espresso, yeah, man-child, yeah, this. And I'm like, well, yeah, but also,
Well, yes.
yeah, her other 5 albums and her first 4 tours, three, whatever it is, but you know what I mean.
Right,
And the
exactly.
fact that now she's been on the Eras tour with literal Taylor Swift. She's on Taylor Swift's album.
Right.
Just like crazy to hear me say roof in Nashville and her be like, yeah, one of the craziest days of my life.
Yeah.
But as far as Sabrina, one of my favorite things that's happened.
I love that. And so we'll come back to that, but since you kind of alluded to it, what has it meant to you to watch Sabrina become such a global phenomenon? Like you just mentioned that she's been on the Eras tour, like opening for Taylor Swift, being a surprise guest during Taylor's shows, on her album, selling out arenas. Like, being the fan that you've been to her, what has it meant for you to watch her grow so much as an artist in this way?
Well, one, it's absolutely insane because the first time I saw her was in a maybe 200 to 300 person capacity venue that was like this little club situation owned by someone from my dad's high school on like a strip of local businesses. And the way I got my tickets was my dad picked me up from the 8th grade. We drove there. He made me wait outside, said, I'll be right back, walked in, asked for 3 tickets, handed the lady cash, walked back out, and said, here you go. And they were $18 a piece.
What I would not give to see Sabrina for that price. Like,
Right. And
and
now
I
today,
have loved her. And I've said this. I've loved her. I
yeah,
have yet to see her live.
and that's crazy. Like,
And now, like, the short and sweet tour is about to end. So, while we're on the subject of the tour, we're still going to go back to your Nashville experience because just her interacting with you and having that moment with you on stage, it didn't quite end there, did it?
No,
No, it did not because the next day or 2 days later, however,
something like that. Yeah,
like however next day,
couple days.
couple days, she makes a post for the
So
Nashville.
she does like photo dumps for every city, basically.
Hmm.
However, the Nashville one had kind of been taking a while because she normally does them like day after.
Hmm.
So I've had her post notifications on since
Forever.
literally I was probably 12. And I see Sabrina Carpenter posted a photo. I'm like, okay, I open it. It's the Nashville photo dump. First picture is like her in her bodysuit.
We
Cute. I'm
love the
like,
bodysuits have been unbelievable.
the Nashville bodysuits, amazing.
Hmm.
Screamed at both of them,
Loved.
as I should.
As
Um,
exactly as you should.
I scroll through her post
And what happens as you're scrolling through this post?
and, I see a hat. I'm like, wait, that's my friend Becca's hat. And I'm like, wait, that's my face.
Yeah, so, just casually scrolling through Sabrina Carpenter's Instagram post and coming face to face with your own.
Myself.
What, what happened from that moment? Like, what was
Um,
your reaction? Because I know we reacted. What was
um,
your initial reaction to seeing you?
oh, my initial reaction was I literally just stared at it and was like, this isn't real. I had to confirm that it was like her and not just like her photographer. I was like, no, like this is not a glitch. And then I texted my friend who was next to me. I had two friends next to me on either side. One was my friend Becca, who's holding that hat in the picture,
Oh.
and the other girl, and she's the other face in the photo, texted her, which she didn't see it immediately because apparently she was also losing it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I texted my friend that was on the other side of me, Parker, because she's also been waiting, 4 days for this dump.
Hmm.
And we basically text each other at the same time
I love that.
that my face is now on her Instagram. This is not the first time I've been on her Instagram, but it's the most prominent time I've been on her Instagram
Yeah.
because for the Atlanta show last year, I'm there, but it's like not even I'm like a speck, but not like you can tell it's me, but I'm like in the corner. You have to go to the corner and zoom in. And a deleted post from 2016 from the Evolution tour. My face was in the crowd photo.
Hmm.
Um, that no longer exists on her Instagram. I do have the photo in my camera roll. And then I was on her story in 2018. She was posting Halloween costumes that related to her. So I tweeted it to her and then she posted that. But
That's
like this is the most crazy one, like most prominent. Like
for sure.
that's my face.
Right.
And it's 2025. And it's the short and sweet tour.
Right. So, like, obviously, you had no idea that you were going to be in that post, but
Oh
did you
no.
have any inkling that, like, there were photographs being taken of you? Like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So I know who her photographer is, Mr. Alfredo Flores, if that's a familiar name.
Oh, yeah.
He was Ariana Grande's photographer for a while. So I kind of knew who he was, and I saw like one picture be snapped of like my general area, and I didn't really think anything of it. And
Hmm.
then after I had talked to Sabrina and that whole thing went down during her like surprise spin the bottle song, I
Hmm.
saw at least a camera and a video camera on me and my like two
Love it.
friends for I mean time doesn't exist when that was all going down, but
Absolutely. Yeah.
quite a bit, I think. So I kind of knew that something existed, but like with stuff like that, you don't know where that goes. I'm
Like,
like, cool, that might just go sit on some hard drive and I'll never see it again.
exactly. Like, that could
And
happen.
now I don't know when Becca was holding that up. I have no idea when that picture was taken. I know that one of the pictures he took of me, the one that I kind of saw being taken, was when I was holding up a sign.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I thought he got the angle of my sign, and that's clearly not the one that was there. In other cities' photo dumps, there are similar photos.
Yeah.
So I knew that the people in that like in the first couple of rows, there's typically photos like that, but
Hmm.
you know, that's still not like with the amount of people there are,
Right.
even just on the barricade, that's still like a one in two to four,
Exactly.
600 people chance of that many people line. There's not that many people in the pit, but you know what I mean.
I do. I know exactly what you mean. It's a lot of people, and you are one of
One of them.
that
And it
amount.
was covering both Nashville shows.
Right.
And I'm literally just me. Yes, I've been around for 11 years, but like that doesn't mean I'm guaranteed. Like
Never.
they're
Like,
probably posting. I have actually seen a lot, some of my friends that have also been around forever
which is
get posted
really
on
nice. And
these.
that's really
But
special.
also it's like we also see random couple number 7. And I'm
Right.
like, cool, good for them.
Yeah. But that's like, I feel like a really cute way to, whether it's intentional or not, acknowledge the fans that
Right.
have been here with her
Yeah.
for so long. And that kind of makes me think about, Sabrina's interacting with people and, giving very intimate moments in larger venues. Somebody else who comes to mind that's in those arena spaces, the Jonas Brothers, Joe's doing his louder stage barricade moment every night during Backwards. How do you think other artists of Sabrina's caliber can make those larger venues feel as intimate as that moment with her felt for you?
I think a big part of it is definitely like the slow it down moment. I wouldn't say the songs she does there are necessarily slow because, I mean, coincidence the whole time she's literally jumping around with a tambourine.
We love that.
But she like stops singing for a solid 3 to 5 minutes, depending on who starts yelling at her, talking to her. I think that part is definitely that she has that plan into her set instead of like it randomly just coming up whenever it does.
For sure.
Whereas some artists don't have that and they're just like song, 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 song until the end. And they don't have like, they don't plan on it. Everyone behind the scenes is like ready to go. So it's like an issue to try and stop for that. So I
Right.
think just, knowing that they want to do that.
It
But
is moments like the one that you had, and I always reference the Jonas Brothers and everything I do.
yeah,
So, like, that moment, those are two really great examples of how artists in these bigger spaces are
right.
still making the time and the room and the space for intimate moments and giving people those
I feel
memories.
like even I've seen this show a number of times from various seats. I am not at the barricade every single time because I don't have that kind of money nor energy. Like I've seen it
Exactly.
from the nosebleeds, I've seen it from the 200s, I've seen it from the 100s, and
Yeah.
even from those farther away seats, that part where it is just her talking and the slower down part, and her and just like a couple of her dancers and her guitarist Caleb, who also has been there since the Evolution tour. It is just them in that little heart circle thing. That is like regardless of where you are, even if she's not, individually talking to you,
Hmm.
that is still definitely like a more intimate part of the show, and it feels more connection than the rest of it. But I mean,
Yeah,
obviously the whole show is great.
absolutely.
I
Okay.
wouldn't have seen it this many times.
So now, seeing it as many times as you have, and I know earlier we mentioned that the short and sweet tour is almost over, which is kind of unbelievable.
I know there's as of tonight, today's the 17th.
Hmm.
She has not gone on yet, LA time.
Right.
There's 5 more shows, including today, which is crazy.
So I feel like I have to ask. There are 5 shows left on the short and sweet tour.
Yes,
Will you be in attendance of any of them?
I will. Yes, I will.
Why am I not surprised?
Because it's me.
Yeah, and also, I kind of knew already.
Yeah, you
But the
may have been
reason we're
aware of
bringing
that.
it up is really cool
Yeah,
because you're gonna be doing a little something special for us at that show, aren't you?
yeah.
You want to tell the people?
I am going to LA. Well, I'm leaving tomorrow.
Right, as of
As
tonight that
of
we're filming this.
today, Monday, November 17th at 6:47 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Exactly.
I'm
Which is
leaving
also why Nevin's not here. We had a tight scheduling.
schedule.
So
I'm leaving tomorrow to fly to LA. I will be seeing Sabrina on Thursday, which is the third to last short
Mm.
and sweet show, which also happens to be my birthday.
Yay!
And seeing her on my birthday has been something I've wanted to do for, let's say 10 years. Her first tour was also around this same time span, which falls around my birthday. And I was like, I don't think there was a show on my birthday, but I was like, there should have been. Um, so basically since that tour happened, so 9 years,
Mm.
it's like,
That's so
well, now she
exciting.
has to. And here
But
we are 9 years later and it's happening.
exactly. And what's really cool that you're doing for us, do you want to say
Is
this to
I'm
that?
vlogging for 12
Yes!
days.
That's right, you guys. 12 days is coming back for year three. It is on the way, and we are planning it. But we're going to keep you in suspense a little bit longer about when it's coming. But if you've watched past seasons of the podcast, you can probably figure it out. I will leave that there for the TGL squad to decode. But speaking of TGL and Setlist, being on Team Setlist, has this experience changed your perspective on fandom at all?
In multiple ways. As the other team members get various opportunities to do various things at shows, whether it's interviews, photography, whatever they want to do, it is kind of realizing that, being in a fandom, fangirl, whatever you want to call it, can have an impact on, a job, a future, something you want to do. And with me getting my media and entertainment degree in approximately a month,
Yeah.
that is something that I've been thinking about. And something that I would like say somewhat unseriously as a joke when I was like 15, and even something my dad would joke about when he was, driving me to meet Sabrina for the fourth time in a year. But now it is like through this, I've met people who are doing this and I've talked to them, and it is something that like could actually be real. And I've seen also people go to artists or concerts of other small artists now and seeing how I started seeing Sabrina when she was small and seeing how now she's very much not. It is like we are possibly seeing the beginning of what could be future like that, even starting with people we are working with as Setlist.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's something that's really special. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that you're here for it.
I've been in fandoms slash on Stan Twitter, on fan Instagram, which I'm not anymore, since I was the great age of 12. So I've, had my fair share of fandom experiences. If anyone's familiar with Sabrina Carpenter Twitter, always being in shambles, been there, still there.
Oh, speaking of socials, plug your socials so that people can find you.
Um, Pretty much everything is Evie Yin with possible periods in between my first and last name. I really don't know which ones are which. My Instagram's Evie.yin. I think my TikTok's just Evie Yin. My Twitter that I haven't been on in a hot minute is probably just Evie Yin, I think.
Why do I feel like that's a dot?
Maybe
That's
because
where, this is, by the way, that is where Evie and I first followed each other. Because
yes. And
we kind of knew of each other prior to Evie joining Setlist. All right, my love. I have one more question for you. As you know, we have had kind of a niche question revolving our podcast this year. However, I've added a special twist to it just for you, my Sabrina loving girl. So, if you could invite any artists, actors, creators, or entertainers to join you at a Sabrina Carpenter show, so I've now eliminated the chance for you to say that you would invite Sabrina.
so I can't invite her.
No, because she'll already be there.
She'll
So,
already be there.
if you could invite any artists, actors, creators, or entertainers to join you at a Sabrina Carpenter concert, who would be the top three people on your guest list?
Ooh. That's an interesting one. Okay, well, one is Taylor Swift,
Give
which is
it.
kind of a given. I'm
Give it.
also a huge Swiftie, for those who don't know. I went to Eras 5 times. I have multiple Taylor tattoos.
And you
Love
brought
her.
bracelets to the Eras tour for us. You brought
I
Setlist
did take
bracelets to
setlist
the Eras
bracelets to
tour.
Eras tour.
I have so much gratitude for you for bringing 300
100.
Setlist bracelets to the Eras tour,
And I would say I probably have 100 left, but
which is
like,
incredible. Like,
we got 200 out probably.
which is amazing. Your top three
Three.
guest
One
list
is
for a
Taylor
Sabrina
Swift.
Carpenter show. One is Taylor Swift.
One is Taylor Swift. For someone who doesn't consume enough media as a media major slash enthusiast, this is, I have a weird one. Just because I think it would
Let's,
be funny.
let's hear it.
Jason Kelsey.
Yes.
Because I don't know who, if anyone's seen the clip of him trying to tell Kylie that she's a rap artist, I believe. What was it, rap or
No, because you
pointed
already
at
know,
it?
like not even counting him in your top three, Taylor will have a plus one. So like that doesn't even count. Like like he'll be there. But Jason,
Okay,
that's a
Travis
good
is already going to be there. I
right.
was like, and Travis has seen Sabrina, like, I think.
Oh, I mean that I think he's at least seen Sabrina on Eras.
That's what I'm saying, is he's seen Sabrina on Airs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They've definitely met.
Oh yeah. That was
Like, I need to see Jason at like Sabrina's solo show
okay.
doing, even if it's not like the short and sweet tour, doing whatever she does next tour, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would have loved to seen his reaction to last night's Juno pose. Um, mind you, Sarah hasn't seen it, so she does not know what I'm talking
I
about.
know, but just because of the way you've been talking about it, I'm already like, hee.
Um, because in some interview podcast thing with Kylie, Jason called, I believe it was rap. It was something that absolutely was not. And he was like, "Well, what else would you call her?" And Kylie was like, "Pop?"
What, Jason? What? Okay, so plus ones aside, top three on your guest list for Sabrina Carpenter show. You got Taylor Swift, you got
Jason
Jason
Kelsey.
Kelsey,
Sidebar to Jason Kelsey. My dad went to the same high school as the Kelsey
which
brothers.
is so
For
cool.
those who want to know.
It's a good piece of
I've
information.
also met their mom on my
Being
cruise.
Donna, Mama Kels. Love that.
Um,
Okay, so top three on your guest list at a Sabrina Carpenter show. Plus ones aside, Taylor Swift, Jason Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey.
Final spot goes to.
Hmm,
ev- Just try to think every artist you've ever loved. Who would you want to go to a
I
Sabrina Carpenter
know.
concert with? That's not Sabrina Carpenter.
Gracie, honestly. Probably Gracie.
Taylor Swift, Jason Kelsey, Gracie Albans. That is a
Gracie Abrams.
great, just great lineup.
I was trying to think if there was anything more like, but Gracie, like,
Girl, yes,
because those are
exactly.
the three.
Those are your three, exactly. All right, girl. This has been such a blast. If you have any final thoughts, feel free to share them. But if not, thank you so much for
I think
coming
so, other
on.
than go listen to Sabrina. Listen, stream Man's Best Friend. It
Love
just
it.
went platinum.
Growing on. Yep, we will be talking about those in Noteful News. So, speaking of which, that probably means I should get over to get my blazer. All right. You were amazing. Thank you, Evie. Everybody, give it up for our very own Evie Yin of Team Setlist.
Yay.
That was so much fun. But the last time we brought a member of our team on as a guest, it was you, Nev. So I kind of want to pick your brain a little bit now. From being a guest to becoming the co-host of TGL, what's something that you've learned in your first 3 episodes?
The amount of planning it takes going into one of these episodes. And it's not just like easy peasy like people would probably think it is. Not that it's not fun, because it is a lot of fun. Like I
We have
love
so much fun.
we do. We have a lot of fun. Especially in the takes that you guys don't see. Um
Definitely.
um but no, I mean like just it takes a lot of planning and it's a lot of moving parts. And it's not like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'm an influencer and like my job is so hard. Like guys work a 9 to 5, it doesn't end after 5. Like that's not what I'm saying, but like it is a lot of hard work. It really is.
We have many conversations throughout the day, multiple times a day, every day. But
Yeah.
it's all in good fun, especially when we get into some of our more complex episodes. But let's hold off on that for a minute. What are you winking about over there? I don't know. I couldn't possibly know. Three seasons in, I don't know what you're winking about. But as we're going forward and progressing through your first season, what's something that you're looking forward to?
Definitely next month's episode specifically. But I think
If
like
you have been a part of the TTL squad, you know.
you
Sorry, I
know.
cut I cut you off, but
No,
go
that's
ahead, please
okay.
continue.
I think just like all of the guests that we're gonna get to talk to throughout the season. I'm very excited. Like, I love getting to speak with artists and just kind of like picking their brain about the way they view their music compared to like how I view it, how other people view it. It's a really fun process, and I love talking to them.
And I also really look forward to getting some more industry professionals on this season. I know we haven't had a ton of them, but you guys know season one, Chelsea Briggs is one of my role models, so it's really cool to have her on. And it's something that we're working on for the remainder of this season. So I'm excited for all the ideas we have. But
Stay tuned.
exactly, stay tuned. But speaking of ideas, Nev, you were the one to start the idea of our Noteful News segment earlier this year. First of all, like, do you want to talk them through that a little bit? Or,
So, Noteful News was not something I had put a lot of thought into. Sarah and I were on the phone together, and we were talking about things to do for the upcoming season, this season. And I was like, oh my God, imagine like I did like a weather report, but like for music. I was like, what if
forecast, if you will.
yeah, a forecast, if I was like a music meteorologist? And that's quite exactly how I said it.
No,
Um,
like literally, word for word, verbatim.
I was so excited about this dumb idea that I had. And I like wasn't sure that I was completely serious. I mean, out of the two of us, Sarah's definitely the more serious one. Um,
Really?
and we need it. Because I don't take anything seriously. I'm like that of a 12-year-old boy. Um, but like she thought it was a good idea. And I was like, oh shit,
Exactly.
okay.
You're
I
over
was
here
just
calling,
kidding.
exactly. You were over here calling it a dumb idea, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
Like,
so and I well because I was like I could put on a blazer and I could like have a microphone and I'll get like a blow dryer and like have like wind on me and I'll be like in a storm or whatever.
we're
Obviously
working on
not
props. Don't worry, guys.
obviously
Someday
guys
we
it's
will
not
have
that
props.
dramatic right now because that's a lot. Um
But, even without all that, I was like, yes, like we should be talking
yeah,
about this. I
it
love
was
it.
really I think one of the best ideas I've ever had in my life.
A follow-up question about Notable News. Do you think we should get into some of this month's headlines?
Well, I mean, yes, of course. Why wouldn't we?
All right, you heard
I
it.
sense a storm brewing.
Welcome to Noteful News. This month we've got a lot of headlines for you, so let's dive right in. Our first headline is the return of one of the most popular social media platforms.
Of the 2010s.
Correct. The rebirth of Vine, now coming to the world as Divine.
Divine. Do it for Divine.
I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for Divine.
I ain't gonna do it. But I might now.
Uh,
I might Divine now. Maybe. With the rebirth of this app, something that I found really, really interesting and actually really great is that they are not going to allow any AI generated content on the platform at all. And I think I also saw that they're going to be bringing back just like so many profiles and content, and I'm interested to see what happens when the app comes back. From the original Vine, once that kind of shut down, musically became popular, and then that obviously became TikTok, which, you know, shifted the entire music industry. So I am very intrigued to see what happens when this app comes back.
I think Vine's gonna do great. Or Divine is gonna do great. We have the attention spans of an acorn nowadays, so I think it's gonna do if they keep it the
The
six.
6 seconds.
But I think that people are gonna not really like know how to do the whole be funny in only 6 seconds.
Yeah, I just can't help but think about the time of my life that I was in when Vine was popular
Yeah.
and what content was popular on
Yeah.
that format.
Well, I mean, I'm
So,
excited that we get to have Gwen Blackwell back in her natural habitat. So,
yes, I'm very intrigued to see how, the music industry shifts, how content creator, like the world of content creation shifts and brings this back into the fold. So definitely something that we are keeping our eyes on. But something that we are also keeping our eyes on are the fact that the Grammy nominations dropped. And we have some thoughts, not predictions just yet, but let's talk about some of the big four. Let's talk about some of our standout nominations. Let's start with album.
so this round, we have Bad Bunny nominated, which not a prediction, but I do have my fingers crossed for him. Um, I love Bad Bunny. I think that he's just so sweet. Everything I see about him, I love. We have Justin Bieber,
You
Sabrina
guys,
Carpenter.
you guys know that I love Justin, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to see him back after, dropping Swag and then kind of just surprise dropping 2 albums this year. I think that's a really great nod for him. So we'll see what happens there. Sabrina Carpenter,
Like the
obviously,
theme of
we
this
just focused our
episode.
whole episode on her, so had to throw in some of her nominations. Very
We have
exciting.
Lady Gaga, Kendrick Lamar, which I also have my fingers crossed for him. With Tyler the Creator with Chromacopia, which one of my favorite albums that have come out. And
And Leon Thomas is nominated for Album of the Year, and that's really cool because he is an artist that we've covered with 1824. So I am very excited that he got that Grammy nomination. It's really cool to see artists that we have covered, and I think we've said this in past episodes, like recently, just see their growth and how they just become really, I mean, obviously they're great artists when we talk to them, but then
yeah,
see what happens after the fact.
to see
And
their talent recognized.
exactly. Thank you for putting words in my mouth and in a good way. Um, but yeah, let's see. Who, so we have Album of the Year. A couple of these artists also have nominations in Song of the Year. Lady
Yes.
Gaga with Abracadabra.
Um, my personal favorite, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters.
What a
Um,
phenomenon. Like,
I
that,
love K-pop Demon Hunters, and nobody can ever like make fun of me for it. I don't care. You can never take away my whimsy. I love that movie. It's so good. Like, I love it. And like I like it's so like it's like worldwide. So fast. And I
literally.
think well, and I think like the whole like moral of the story too is like really good. Um and
Yeah,
also I love Derpy the Tiger. He's so cute. So
I love
here's my cat Steve. But Steve
another.
has no thoughts.
I love that. Okay, another one of our album nominees that also was nomination in the song category is Sabrina Carpenter with Man Child, which, I mean, come on. She's just had the past, I'm gonna say 2 years that she's had with her short and sweet rollout and now with Man's Best Friend. I know there was a little controversy around the release timing of Manifest. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, she's still doing short and sweet and da da da." Okay, and like, look at it. Obviously, she got a Grammy nomination out of it, so good on you, girl. Billie Eilish with Wildflower as
Yes.
well.
Lastly, we have Kendrick Lamar and SZA with Luther,
Yes,
which
I love that song so much.
such a good song.
Love it. SZA, I've been really into her this year. We'll talk about all of our like, artists, our artists of the year and whatever as we wrap up 2025 next month, but I love that song. So that is a really strong category, and I am very interested in seeing who wins that.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Best new artist. There are
Best
some
new.
interesting ones in there. The one that I immediately am just so excited about is Alex Warren. I got to see him open for Daniel Seavey many, many years ago when I went out to LA for the last night of his Introducing Daniel Seavey tour. So just watching all of these artists
You
again
might have to
grow
redo
and
that.
become so huge because I'm looking at Alex and I see him, doing his arena tour that was announced, seeing him get a Best New Artist nomination, and I'm just picturing him from, 2 or 3 years ago being an opener for an artist that I love, and just watching him thrive has been really cool. So I think he's my front runner for Best New Artist. I would
Um,
like to see that for him. But it's a really strong category. I know a lot of our team members love Cat's Eye, so that's a huge nomination. Another Daniel Seavey opener, Sombers in that category. Um, is Leon Thomas also in that category?
yes, he is.
Oh, okay. So again, artists that we've watched grow, I just think it's the coolest thing. Who am I missing? Olivia Dean.
Who I'm very excited about because along with Alex Warren, I will be working with them at Jingle Ball next month in
Oh my
DC.
gosh. Oh, we're gonna have a whole segment in
Yeah.
a certain episode that we put out every December about some holiday related shows and moments that we've had.
You
So
guys will get to see some clips and pictures of me
love it.
at Jingle Ball.
Yay!
Doing my job,
We love it so much.
being a working woman.
Did we miss anybody in the Best New Artist category before we veer off on tangents? Oh, Addison Rae.
Yes.
That's
The Marias as well.
yes. Okay. Um,
And Lola Young.
oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, so once again, huge these Grammy noms are very strong this year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these categories are going to be very strong. I know obviously we have some of our faves that we're crossing our fingers for, but it's going to be a rough year to make predictions because I don't know what's going to happen. I know for me personally, I am pulling for my girl Kelsey Ballerini to finally win an award because my girl has been for a long time, well deserving. She's been nominated before for CMAs. She has been nominated at the Grammys before, but she is nominated for contemporary country album for Patterns, and I am really hoping for her because you guys know I love her. But yeah, she also put out an EP recently, just earlier this month, called Mount Pleasant. So that's a really fun headline that we get to have. I know, Nev, you wanted to talk about your kind of like favorite nomination of this year.
Best Pop Duo is one of the noms is Defying Gravity. Um,
I mean, come on.
I listen, they were robbed at the Oscars, okay? They
I don't
robbed.
disagree.
And I
Cynthia and Ariana are just magical, and I've loved watching like the whole press
everything I
tour that
see
they've been
about
doing.
Cynthia Erivo just makes me love her more.
No.
Did
And
you see the video of Ariana with Tanner and Connor from Love on the Spectrum?
yes, oh my goodness.
Oh my God, she was meeting them.
No,
Like
literally.
she was so excited.
No.
It
Ugh.
was so sweet.
Everything about the way that they rolled this out is just so wonderful. And now Wicked for
Hasn't even
Good is
felt like a
out.
year.
I know. It,
Like it,
it like it has been, yeah. I'm not sure how we're gonna survive without Wicked content.
I'm not.
But Wicked for Good is out now, which is really cool. And um let's see. I feel like
At the
we've
time of filming, it
covered,
comes out tomorrow.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. I'm oh God. I don't even want to talk about it because
Ugh,
just the
I know I'm
whole
gonna come out of that theater sobbing.
oh, I did on the first one. I know I will on this one. And just like the whole focus of like it being Wicked for Good and then just like all the promo around that song. My heart like
Did you see the promo with Cynthia Erivo performing No Good Deed while Misty Copeland danced in the background?
oh,
I, as every most people know,
insane.
Misty Copeland just retired, and she has had such a that was.
I love her.
I cried. I had chills. It was
I know.
so
I
good.
saw all of like the TikToks of her final bows and I was like
When I was,
there were tears on my screen.
I
Cannot
think
even
it
lie.
was when I was in fourth grade that I did a project on Misty Copeland.
Mm.
For we had this wax museum project that we were doing,
Oh,
and we got to pick out who we wanted to be, and I picked Misty Copeland. So that was really, seeing that was very like, it was very sad for me. I'm happy for her, but I'm very
of
sad
course.
to
Yeah.
see.
Oh my gosh. Other stuff that's come out this month. I know we just talked about Kelsey Ballerini CP, Hilary Duff, Mature. She's
Yeah,
back and announced a tour. So I'm so excited.
me too.
I'm
Will I be attending? I don't know. I always win. I mean,
yeah.
win? No, I never win the Ticketmaster Wars. So,
I know. Like
never ever.
it is a battle. Battle. Yeah. So I would love to go. I don't know if she's coming here, like to Georgia. I
I don't
don't
know
think
where
she
she's
is.
going.
So I got to do a little more research on that. But if she's coming here, I hope that I can go. Speaking of other shows that I wish I were at, the Jonas Brothers brought 5 Seconds of Summer out as a surprise guest in my hometown. And I missed that show at the Prudential Center in Newark by 5 days. When I tell you all how just unbelievably sad I was to miss that. But I'm so happy for everybody that got to go to Prudential Center, that got to go to UBS. And also, Five Sauce was just doing their thing around New York. The week that we're filming this is a week before we're dropping the episode. So, they came out and they did a show in the middle of Times Square. They
On
did
a
a
bus, on a tour
albums.
bus.
I know, like a tour bus. They did an album signing meet and greet at Rough Trade, which I know a couple of my friends got to go to. And then, of course, they did the two shows with the Jonas Brothers. So that was insane. And speaking of the Jonas Brothers, they put out their Christmas movie on Disney Plus and a whole new album to go with it. So they've had an incredible year. And don't worry, guys, just because I wasn't at my hometown Five Sauce Jonas Brothers show, I will still see them one more time this year, so I will be at closing night. If you see me, say hi. Uh, yeah.
I, speaking of the Joe Bros Christmas movie, I saw a TikTok of this little girl, and
Um,
it was her mom being like, "You see the Jonas Brothers are coming out with a Christmas movie," and she goes, "Damn, I'm gonna watch that." She walks away and she goes, "I'm gonna watch that shit." And the video just ends. She could have been more than like five, and I thought it was so funny.
oh my
Because
God.
also me too.
Makes sense. Okay, but now that we have kind of reached the end of November, and I think this happened this month, music meteorologist Nev, let's get into this forecast because there's some exciting stuff coming to wrap up this year. and start 2026, which I cannot even believe is a sentence I'm saying. So let's talk about what is going on.
Sidelined 2 is dropping on Tubi on November 27th.
So
Um,
2 days after this, I personally am so excited. I loved the first one, and also Charlie Gillespie is in the sequel. And if you guys didn't already know, we loved him in Julie and the Phantoms, and he put out a
Bring it
song.
back!
He put out a song called "In the Air," and it is really great in my opinion. And so I can't wait to hear the rest of the soundtrack. We're beyond excited.
Yeah.
So, speaking of things we are beyond excited about,
Our BFF, Kyle Kelly,
the
just
one and
announced
only.
a 3-show tour, and
What?
also the release of his second EP, which
The
goes on,
inevitable sequel
yes, the inevitable
of
sequel
a
to,
melancholic rom-com. We're so excited. He's playing LA, New York, and Atlanta. Finally, somebody giving the ATL a little bit of love. I'm so excited. So you guys already know. You guys already know we'll be there.
I will be in New York and Sarah will be in Atlanta.
Yes, and we are very excited.
Role reversal.
But another artist that I love, you guys know that I love Freya Sky, and I'm so excited that she has a new single called Silent Treatment coming out on December 2nd. She's teased it a bit, and I'm really excited to hear the full song. But that's not the only thing coming in December.
Hmm.
If you have been around the TGL setlist world in past Decembers, you guys know that we like to end the year giving you a lot of content before we take a little winter break. So I am so excited to officially announce that our 12 Days of Setlist mini Vlogmas is coming back and will be on the way. Stay tuned for all the dates, and at the end of 12 days, we give y'all a little something special here on the pod. If you know, you know. So we are so excited for all of those announcements to be coming in a few weeks. And I think that wraps up all of our news for this month.
I think it does.
So let's get to the end of this episode so that we can see y'all in future content. This episode was so much fun, and after mentioning her in every episode, I'm so glad that we finally got to have a really Sabrina focused episode. Nev, you have anything that you want to add before we wrap up for the day?
I love Sabrina Carpenter. The Bills play tonight, so go Bills. Um, and yeah, I think that's it.
That's it. All right, you
That's
guys.
all.
That's it. That's all she wrote. As you guys just heard in Noteful News, 12 Days of Setlist is coming soon, so keep your eyes on all of our socials at Setlist Media on Instagram, Twitter, former now X, and TikTok, and at TGL Pod on Instagram, as well as right here on our YouTube page and right here on our Spotify. Make sure that you are subscribing and following along so you don't miss a single video. And we will see you next month on the 3rd annual TGL Holiday Special. Bye, guys.